So this next topic is going to be kind of a deep one. I know for myself, and I know for you, and for a lot of people out there who grew up with him. But we just lost Malcolm-Jamal Warner a couple of days ago. 54 years old. I can already kind of feel a little bit of emotion welling up in me right now just to even think about it. I have another pod I do with my wife called Running in Slow Motion. You can catch that wherever you listen to your favorite pods, and you will hear me even speaking more in depth in it there with her. But I wanted to touch on this with you because I'm having a hard time with it. But I was on a call with another friend, and he was going through some health stuff, and we were talking about that. And then Tamara I forget what she was doing, but she sent me a text, and I checked it. And it was that. And the first thing I did, because I was sitting in the office, was jump on to make sure that wasn't my bullshit.
Yeah, because Sinbad done died a couple of times.
Yeah. And saw that we had lost.
Truly lost him. Yeah.
And while I'm talking to my friend about his situation, I'm trying not to bring Malcolm into it. But bro, this level of sadness, this cloud just appeared, and it has not left me. And I don't know Malcolm-Jamal Warner personally or anything. I mean, I grew up with him, but I grew up with a million different TV actors and characters and whatnot. And I haven't really been able, and I know this may sound weird to people out there, and it definitely may sound weird to people who know me because I'm not normally this way, but I haven't even really been able to really jump into the coverage. And I know there's been more information. The only thing I have right now that I know, you may know more, is that he was on vacation with his family. He was swimming. A high tide came in, and he couldn't.
Strong current area.
He couldn't get out of it. And but I'm trying not to, but I'm really feeling this, man.
Is it
a lot?
Mortality, and because while you grew up with a lot of different people, he was close to, because he's only 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
So you kind of like walk through him in his journey of life, along the same similar.
I was trying to figure it out, and I was sitting there thinking about it, and I try not to have the same conversations. We try not to have the same conversation on the podcast that you guys can hear anywhere, and hopefully we don't. And so I was trying to think about exactly what it was, and I'm sorry if this sounds regurgitated, but we grew up with the Cosby family, and we didn't have, like I tell people all the time,
we didn't have nobody else.
I didn't have anybody else.
Yeah. Again, they was doing that.
Right. When I think back and I tell people, the honest to God truth, one of my first TV heroes when I was a kid was Michael J. Fox.
Okay.
Alex P. Keaton.
Yeah.
That spoke to me as a kid, and there was nothing else in terms of someone who looked like me on television.
There was
who was doing what I wanted to do, which was go to college and be educated and be smart and all these other things that character Alex P. Keaton was trying to achieve spoke to me.
Yes,
it wasn't until later in life, and not that that character Theo was the exact replica of Alex P. Keaton,
see yourself,
but I could see myself.
Yes.
And so I was thinking about it between that and then I almost graduated in a way from that to then when A Different World came on television. Then it was Kadeem Hardison.
Yes.
And then it went from that to when The Fresh Prince hit the TV.
Yes.
Then it was Will Smith.
We started just because before then there weren't positive role models that you could see yourself in. Sanford and Son and all the other, they were all comedic.
But you could see some positive things out of those stories, but they were broke.
Yes.
It was always destitute in a lot.
It wasn't a husband and wife.
Yes, right.
Doing it and getting it and not being buffoon. Because the Jeffersons he was like a buffoon to me sometimes.
Well, but that was also well before that. I couldn't ride with that because I was so young with the Jeffersons. So that wouldn't have spoken to me at all.
Yeah, so I definitely that's why I asked you, is it because you could see yourself in him, and then as you start to age, you're like, man, that's not too much further from where I am.
If he had passed away just from something natural, maybe, Again, I'm just trying to talk through this. I have no idea what it is. I can't say I don't think it's that, because I have felt that before. And that's normally when someone of a young age or younger than me like, passes away. Like, wow, you just...
The suddenness of it, and because to me, I would say the sudden, when I heard it, it was like, man, ooh, wow. And then how it happened, it wasn't like a heart attack or drug overdose or none of these things. You're like, oh, wow, that could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
And you didn't expect to see him, because he always looked like he was in really good shape.
Always.
And then you're like, man, and because he always spoke, I say thought before he spoke. He understood that words have power. So he always came from, even his podcast, I love this podcast. I'm saying I enjoyed when I was able to watch his podcast, that he came from a different thought passage. I think it's Not Always Thugs or something like that. So it was just a different spin of, I understand my responsibility. So for me, I always looked at him, even though he's, he's probably 6 years younger than me, that it was he understood his responsibility.
Yes.
And he always told that line where some other people may not have. Bill did what Bill did. I say that about Felicia Rashad and her sister. They are always held a standard.
Bruh. Yes.
And never deviated from that you never, even when stuff was going on, you never really heard, Ruby D and her husband.
Oscar, Ozzy Davis.
That same similar vein of, this is how we conduct.
Right. And that might be it. You might be on something helping me figure this out, because, and I'm sorry to cut you off, just something else jumped in my head when you brought up the marital folks as well. Because to start where you started with Malcolm, he always, like, I don't, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, put it right in the feed, but I don't remember any stories of any tabloid type stuff with him. I don't remember. I can't recall. I can question some of the shows if the shows were good, but there was never any time where he put himself in a compromising position to play a particular character.
Yes, he
carried himself. And then when you bring in the queens, Felicia Rashad and Debbie Allen, I mean, there's certain people I think about in my mind that if I had a chance to meet, I would just be like, wow, to be in that presence of that of that. Of course, that beauty when you're talking about the two of them, but that length of a career,
it's like a black royalty to me.
Yeah, and then you bring in Ruby D and Ozzy Davis. I was thinking about this. This is why I cut you off. That's the same way I think about Grant Hill and Tamia.
Yes, we talk about it all the time. Never.
Not to say they haven't had any shit,
but to this day, when I see him and I see her, I go, oh.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. It's been 25 years. I think they just celebrated their 25th anniversary.
Something like that.
And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
There are few and far, again, I could say Samuel and his wife and Denzel and his wife.
All the time.
But we don't have many that you can point to and say, I never saw you sacrifice your
dignity. Yeah.
For a paycheck.
Yes.
Where some other people, you're like, oh, you did that for some money.
You could have passed that up.
Yeah. There's a couple movies, a couple shows, that I get as an actor, you have to do a whole bunch of different things. But there's some things that I'm like, oh, you didn't have to put a dress on for that. Tu Wong Fu with just as an example. Those are one of those, I'm like, bro, you didn't have to do that. That wasn't for what?
Yeah, and I think we are getting kind of to at least to a piece of it, but the news of him, just like for a lot of you, but that cloud is still over me, and I don't get this way about a whole lot of people. I mean, there's been people, not that I'm proud to say this, but I'm going to admit it. There's been people I've known in my life that I have not been this upset about when they've left this earth as I was and still am about Malcolm-Jamal Warner.
I think that as we were talking about this either yesterday or earlier today, as we get closer to passing the halfway point, we understand that there's more behind us than in front of us. And that reality sets in, and you look at people and go, "Ooh, wow." Again, people that I think we didn't expect it. There's some people you're like, "Oh, well, they had a drug overdose. Okay.
Yes.
They did something to cause it." When died in a car crash. Paul
Walker
was another one of those things that hit me deeper than I thought it was. I can say for me, the hardest one was Michael Jackson. And it wasn't until the actual funeral when his kids said, "I just want my daddy." I lost it. Even now, I feel it swelling up in my throat because it wasn't, Mike was Mike, and it wasn't like real. Like we saw him and it was like, "Oh, that's just Mike." But when his kids said, it broke me like, man, this is hard. And I literally bawled like a little kid. I was like, I don't even know Mike. But it cut deep. There's certain people, Whitney was the same way. I was like, man, wow.
Whitney, I think about, and Whitney was not my, I think we both well enough a little bit over here. And we not going to cut it out either. Whitney gets me more and more as time goes by. And it's because very few of us, I shouldn't say that. Well, I'm going to say the way I'm going to say it. I believe we're all born and put on this planet to do something. Very few of us, when you look at the amount of people that have been born and exist on this planet, live long enough to figure it out.
And do it well.
And even fewer do it as well as she did it. And so my heart goes bananas for her family when I think about it, because she was as great as she was. And sometimes I feel like wasted. But then at the same time, I try to remember maybe she was here as long as she was supposed to be here.
For me, I was in boot camp when Whitney came out. I was buffing in boot camp.
When she had that first album?
That was the first CD that I bought. I had that Walkman.
Oh, wow.
And I was buffing in the boot camp. So for me, that was somebody that I'm like, man, like I kind of walked with her through her, her. So for me, there's certain other people that, again, in my age group that I'm like, man, ooh, that's right. Yeah, we getting up there and but I understood, and I kind of felt, and I hate to say Theo, but because even though as I'm hearing the reports, he was like, he didn't really want to be known as that child actor forever. He had done so much other work that he wanted to be.
And one of the few child actors you can think about that had a legit career. Afterwards.
Yeah, because you think about how many. I think Dakota Fanning is the only one that really didn't hear nothing crazy about.
But how many of them, even from that cast? How many of the kids?
Yeah, because what he calls doing OnlyFans.
Who?
I think the middle sister.
Tempest Bledsoe?
I think so.
Okay, well, see, Lisa Bonet, I think, kind of left Hollywood.
Yeah, I think she's on a third, fourth.
Yeah, she didn't want to. I don't know what. Olivia, the little light skin.
Oh,
Raven Simone.
She was just on the podcast with him recently.
Yeah, Raven Simone.
Yeah. Again, I've seen her in person. Beautiful, beautiful spirit.
Raven Simone.
Yes. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful spirit. Really, really nice young lady. In passing, I've seen a lot of child people grow up and they're not be the nicest of people. And she was genuinely just a real, That
might be it, bro. That might be. I'm going to have to give it some more thought. And, for anyone out there who may be feeling it too, man, my heart goes out to you. And for people out there who may not even understand what I'm talking about, I get it. Maybe,
but it's going to happen for them at some point.
Yeah,
we're all going to. There's going to be somebody that passes away that hits you in a spot, and when you get in that spot, communicate it. You got to talk about it. You got to kind of process it, and we all process it in different ways. But I know for me, when I'm ready to talk, I need to talk it out and kind of make it make sense and visualize it.
Yeah, because it didn't make
understand.
sense. Going back with you, the Michael, not to try to bring it back to well you up again. But which was that? What's that scene from Jerry Maguire with Cuba Gooding Jr.? I'll go cry. Did they announce his contract or something at that time? He started welling up. Michael was my guy. I remember the whole debate. Even though my one beef I had with Chris Rock is he tells a joke about, remember we all used to say who was better, Michael Jackson or Chris Rock? He said, Prince won that. And I was like, motherfucker, how you gonna talk that shit? Because Michael's always been my guy.
Yes.
And so when he passed away, that affected me too. It's one of the few celebrity funerals I've sat down and watched on TV.
Yeah.
From almost beginning to end.
Yeah.
And I remember
I think that was the first one I've ever really
seeing the kids, seeing his mom, the whole family out there.
Just thinking about that rocked me. It rocks me again.
But that was another one that came out of you didn't
expect it. And in that way, it's just certain times that certain people pass away, and it I guess for me digs a little deeper in the relationship I have with them in my mind, because I didn't know neither one of them. I didn't, but again, my heart goes out to him, to his family, because I think he has a daughter.
To my Malcolm?
Yeah.
That was the other piece I was going to say before we ended the topic was that was something else I admired by him after he passed away, because he had a wife and a daughter that no one really knew about because he kept them out of the public eye. And I thought that was just so awesome. Yeah. To be able to do that. And I
just feel bad because I think they were both with him.
Yeah, I think this was a family vacation. Yeah. They were on
Costa Rica. Yeah, they were in Costa Rica. Yeah. And just to have to see it.
And to not know, because I think it wasn't until the next morning when they found him.
That just happened here in the Salt River.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This guy went fishing Monday and then they found him yesterday. Just hard.
So prayers out to his family. Prayers to anyone out there who may be feeling it the way that I'm feeling it, the way that David's feeling it. And if you don't feel it that way, I get it. I didn't used to feel shit either. So I dig it.
Definitely understand it. You know?
Man, appreciate you talking me through that, bro.